Hello, guys. Good evening. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for the confirmation. All right. I was waiting for others to join. Let me quickly share my screen. All right. Okay, guys. So let's start. First of all, I welcome you all to this demo session where I'm going to help you understand the importance of Linux, how Linux can help you get a job even as a fresher, and obviously as a experienced professional as well. You can get a job. You can switch your profile from maybe some XYZ profile to Linux administrator or DevOps engineer, system administrator. There are so many profiles out there. Okay. Okay. All right. So I hope my screen is visible and we have more people joining in. Okay. All right. So let's start. All right, guys. So my name is Amit, and I have more than 12 years of industry experience in Linux server administration and automation. Currently certified in RHCSA, RHCE, and other cloud technologies. Uh, right now, as I speak, I'm into automation. As I said, I am working as a automation architect, and I basically plan for automations on the servers like Linux servers and Windows server, cloud servers everywhere. Okay. And then, yes, I started my journey as a Linux administrator, Linux server administrator, where my day-to-day job was to manage servers. Like I was, having the access to, let's say, 100 or 150 plus servers, and I had to take care of all those machines. How to do that? That I'll be explaining you. Today's session is more or less about Linux operating system, how it is used in the enterprise world, or we can say the in the organizations, in the companies, right? So today we are going to discuss that, how Linux originated, why it is so famous. Even you are holding your phones, right? Maybe Android, iOS, both are based on Linux. Okay, Android is based on Linux, iOS is based on uh, something like Linux, which I'll tell you what exactly it is. Okay, and this course which we are going to start, it is for the preparation of Red Hat certification, which is called RHCSA, Red Hat Certified System Administrator. Okay, when you prepare for this RHCSA certification, you are basically preparing for fundamentals of Linux. It means when you learn fundamentals of Linux, you can work on any type of Linux operating system. Okay, mainly we'll be focusing on, in this course, we'll be focusing on Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system, which is widely used in the enterprise world, in the companies. Okay, but you might have also heard about Ubuntu or maybe Kali Linux. Those are also Linux flavors. Okay, so when you understand the fundamentals, you can work on any type of Linux operating system, right? And guys, during this session, if you have any doubts, any queries, feel free to type in the chat box. I'll just have a look and try to respond. Okay, so yeah. All right, guys. So this is the first slide: introduction to Linux operating system. What exactly it is? So Linux, in a generic sense, Linux is an open source operating system that runs on various devices, from smartphones to supercomputer and everything in the middle. Okay, from smartphones, as I said, your Android or iOS, okay, to supercomputers and the other servers. For example, you are opening a website, you're running a website like facebook.com, example, okay, or google.com. So that website is hosted on a server, and on that server there has to be some operating system. Okay, so maybe there is a Red Hat operating system, maybe Linux operating system, or some other operating system, let's say Windows server. Okay, it's like that. All right. Um, when we talk about, the key feature of Linux, the key feature is here. It's mentioned here. It says it is an open source operating system. What do you mean by what do you understand by open source? See, when we talk about open source, it means the source code is available for everyone to use. To use in the sense you can download the source code, modify the source code, and you can, adjust the features, add new features, remove some features, like that, and have your own customized software. Okay, so in the IT world, there are many softwares which are open source, alternatives to some proprietary softwares. Okay, example, let's say there is Photoshop. It is proprietary, right? Adobe, you need to get one license, you need to pay a fee, then you can use Adobe Photoshop, right? But alternatively, there will be some sort of an alternative in open source world which you can check, which you can use. Okay, so since open source, when we say open source, it is not like fixed team of developers are working on that project. No, there may be thousands of contributors, volunteers who are working on the same project collaboratively throughout the world. Okay, so maybe there are 10,000, more than 10,000 developers who are contributing to that software. Similarly, Linux operating system, it's an open source. There are thousands of contributors who are constantly making sure Linux operating system is updated, is up to date without any vulnerabilities, security loopholes. Okay, and as soon as new technology is introduced, the supported features are also introduced to Linux operating system. For example, let's say latest Wi-Fi version, Wi-Fi 7, which means all the operating systems need to have that Wi-Fi 7 driver or the compatible software installed so that it can use that device Wi-Fi 7, and have use the bandwidth available with that new technology. So most of the features and most of the new enhancements are first adopted by Linux, and the only reason is it is open source. It's not like there are only fixed developers, let's say 10, 20 developers who are working on the project. No, across the globe, there are many, many developers who are contributing, who are fixing bugs day in and day out. I'll show you. You can also check on Google. You'll see the source code. Okay, and this Linux operating system source code is based on C, C++. If you know C, C++, roughly, you will be able to understand what is going on. All right. Now, who is the creator of Linux operating system? See, Linux was originally created by Linus Torvalds. Okay, in 1991, he published his hobby project, Linux operating system, which was clone of Unix. In 1970, around that era, Unix operating system was really popular. It was developed. It was also developed in C, C++, and at that time, it was really feature rich and a kind of a really popular. It was viral. At that time, it went viral. It was really popular. Features at that time were multitasking, multi-user, um, performance oriented, okay, and robust, secure at that time. So that's why, everyone was after Unix. Unix was closed source. Okay, Unix was not open source. Source code was not available. Everyone just cannot look into what is happening in this software, in this operating system. Okay, so many developers tried to clone it, but somehow Linus Torvalds was able to succeed, and he created the kernel of this Linux operating system, or we can say he cloned the kernel of Unix. What is kernel? It is the core component of any operating system that manages CPU, memory, and devices. Even on your phone, if you go to about phone, you will see Android version and then kernel version. In iOS as well. If you go to about phone, you will see kernel version and iOS version. So that kernel is that software which is inside the operating system itself. Its job is to manage the hardware components. Okay, manage the interaction with the hardware. It can talk to the hardware. And Linus Torvalds was able to develop kernel. The first kernel he released was in 1991 as an open source project. It was a sort of a hobby project. Okay. Till now, it is just a very small hobby project, not yet ready for the enterprise world, not even ready for the desktops or the laptops. Okay, laptops were not famous at that time, but yes, desktops. Okay, there is some work required, which we'll talk about in the next slide. Okay, and the key characteristics of Linux operating system: it's reliable, secure, okay, and it is widely used across different platforms. As I said, phones and all, phones, servers, supercomputers, everywhere you'll see Linux operating system. I'm not saying that only Linux is there. Linux or maybe Windows. Okay, whenever a product is used, people who know the product, they are in demand. Okay, that's why you have vacancies for Linux administrators, okay, system administrators, cloud engineers. Okay. All right. So now this Linux source code is available. Developers can get hold of it. When Linus Torvalds announced that, okay, I'll keep this project as an open source, many developers around the globe, they basically formed teams, they formed groups so that they can work together on this common project and enhance it and prepare it for as a final product. They wanted to release it as a final product. Okay, and the other thing was the final product will also be kind of open source. Okay, which means free to use, free to download for the end user. You and me can download a full-fledged working operating system based on Linux for free. As I said, Ubuntu, Kali Linux, Fedora, CentOS, there are few popular names which you can download for free, use it for free, update the server for free, update the operating system for free. Okay, how is this working? Okay, as I said, many people around the world, they created groups so that they can work together on this project. Okay. In fact, let me first of all show you that if you're interested to see the source code, how can you get that? Open google.com and just check for uh, Linux kernel download. Linux kernel and download. You see this GitHub link? GitHub is a online repository where you can keep your project files. You can uh, change the visibility to public so that everyone can see. You can change it to private so that only you can see. So this is a public project. As you can see, public, it's mentioned here. It is from Linus Torvalds. Okay, and this is the guy. Let me see if it opens. Yeah, so he is Linus Torvalds. Okay. Okay, and this is the source code. All the files you see, all the directories, or maybe the files below, this is the source code. And you can download the code from here. You see, download zip from this green button. You click on it, download zip. Okay, so out of curiosity, if you want to know what is inside this kernel, Linux kernel, you can check, you can download and check. For an example, let me open some file. Let's say inside kernel, there is C group. There is, okay, C group.c, let's say. So this is the source code. See, the source code is available. If you are a C programmer, you would know what's happening. If you understand the basic working of operating system, you will be able to modify the code, fix the problem, identify the bugs, and fix, like that. Also, if you click on pull request, you will see how many changes are being done. Okay, so all these changes are maybe bug fixes or maybe enhancements. Some new feature has been added. Okay, like that. So it's a continuous work going on, and day in and day out, some or the other guy is working on it. Okay, and they are not part of any company. They are individual contributors. Voluntarily, they are working on it. And as you can see right now, more than 15,000 contributors are there for this project, open source project. You can also be part of this contributors team if you know how to do that. If you know C, C++, or you're also interested in contributing, okay, you can also be part of it. Just Google it, how to contribute to Linux project or to Linux kernel. There are so many blogs available with the steps on how to, become a contributor. It's not an easy job, let me tell you. All right. Okay, so this is the kernel's source code, which all the developers downloaded, and then they started working on it. Okay, and one such group is Ubuntu. Ubuntu also did the same. They download the source code, started working on it, added a GUI. Whatever applications they add in this operating system, those are also open source. Okay, so uh, they just created this operating system entirely new with some new features and all. The focus of Ubuntu was uh, to provide an alternative to Windows users, Windows desktop users. Okay, so Ubuntu, this is how it was released, or yeah, it was released like this. It's an alternative to Windows. Okay, so this is one example. Another example is Red Hat. Red Hat is a very big organization. It started its journey with this product, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, the operating system. They also did the same. They created a team of developers. This company created a team of developers, downloaded the source code, modified the source code in a way that the final product, the operating system, can be used in servers in the companies. Okay. That operating system is capable to handle business workload. For example, what business workload? Let's say there is Facebook.com, one good example. Facebook.com, if you just search how many hits per seconds are there on Facebook.com, they will be in million. How many people are accessing Facebook.com? Maybe not by browser, but via the app, or maybe Instagram app or Facebook app. The servers are the same, right? Instagram and WhatsApp, all owned by Facebook and many other companies. Okay. So, when the hits are in millions, there are so many incoming requests on the server. The operating system has to be tuned enough, or it has to be capable enough to handle that request. That is the business workload. Okay. And the Linux easily handles whatever load you throw at it. Okay. Not only Red Hat Linux, but any Linux operating system, provided it is tuned for the enterprise world. Ubuntu is more tuned for desktop usage. Ubuntu server is also tuned for server usage. Red Hat Enterprise Linux Server is again another alternative, which is used at the servers, on the servers. Okay. When we say server, what is a server? That hardware, let's say 48 cores, CPU, 1 TB of RAM, like that. That server hardware, which is really expensive. On top of it, you need some operating system. And Red Hat Enterprise Linux is one of the popular operating system which is used in the companies to run the servers. Okay. Now, what is the difference? Like there are many organizations, as I said, Ubuntu, Red Hat, sorry, Kali or CentOS. Okay. So because of this, popular feature that anyone can download, anyone can modify, and anyone can release this operating system by a different name. That's why you have these many different flavors of Linux. In the organizations, you will see Red Hat Linux and SUSE Linux. Okay, mostly you will see Red Hat Linux and SUSE Linux. You will also see Ubuntu maybe, but in test environment, in development or test. Maybe CentOS, again, development or test. The production servers, where the application is running, where, which is generating business for the company. So those application servers may be running on SUSE or Red Hat. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So Linux distributions, as in the PPT, like Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, CentOS, Arch Linux, Rocky Linux, Alma Linux. There are so many. Okay. And when we talk about Linux in everyday life, okay, so on your phones, on the servers, like you're running Instagram on your phone. Instagram is just an interface. When you click on any picture, it has to load from the server. So your phone will request to the server, and then it will receive the data. On that server, some operating system is running. Okay, mostly you'll see Linux operating system. Okay, like that. Even NASA uses Red Hat Linux operating system in some of their servers. Stock exchanges also use Red Hat Linux operating system for critical financial transactions. Okay. Any doubts till now? Anyone? Any question? Okay. So now coming to the importance. Now you know, because Linux is open source, there may be several developers, several teams, or several companies who are using the same source code and you know have created their own product by different name, like Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu. Okay. All right. Right. So now let's talk about this importance of Linux knowledge. See, when we talk about cloud computing, the base or the fundamentals of the cloud computing is based on Linux. Okay. Linux dominates the cloud infrastructure. If you know Linux, it will be easy for you to understand the other things, other aspects of the cloud. Okay. Not only the usage, but how the cloud servers, or we can say how the cloud infrastructure is created. Azure Cloud, AWS, these are public cloud providers. But some companies prefer in-house cloud or hybrid cloud model. Then it will be easy for you if you understand the basics of Linux. It will be really easy for you to understand how this environment is created, how private cloud or hybrid cloud setup is done. Okay. Second domain is cybersecurity. Okay, so cybersecurity, when we talk about cybersecurity, most of the applications which are used for penetration testing, those are basically developed to run on Linux servers or Linux operating system. Okay, so most of the utilities are Linux based. So now Linux knowledge is essential for you then if you want to enter cybersecurity. You need to have the basic Linux fundamentals knowledge. IT and networking infrastructure. So even if you are a network engineer, if you know Linux, you will have an upper hand when compared to other candidates in a job hunt or any interview. Okay. Okay. So Linux is not only the base for routers, switches, and OR, but Linux servers are also used in a networking environment to store the logs and analyze the logs. Various tools are deployed on Linux servers. Okay, to monitor the networking activity and all. Okay. And yes, Android, as I said, has an embedded technology. So Android has an operating system. And finally, on high performance computing, which is also called HPC, high performance computing. So Linux also dominates there. Okay. I'm not saying only Red Hat, but yes, Linux as an operating system fundamental, it's there. Okay. So Aditya is asking, how is it useful in cybersecurity? As I said, first of all, the Kali Linux operating system. If you are interested in cybersecurity, you would want to learn the course, the respective course. Okay. And Kali Linux is the one operating system where you will be deploying all your tools and then you will be starting your learning and practice. Okay. So if you know the basics of Linux, it will be easy for you to operate Kali Linux. It will be easy for you to install, remove the applications, manage the applications, update the server, connect to a different server using SSH. There are so many things. Okay. All right. So as I said, Red Hat is a big organization and its focus is to provide a robust, secure operating system to the enterprise world. Now, since Red Hat is free, the Linux operating system, fundamentally, it is free. So how Red Hat is, let's say, earning from Linux? When you can't sell this product, how are they earning? See, the thing is, Red Hat Linux is tuned for RHEL, we call it RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So this is tuned for the servers. Okay. And Red Hat says you can download RHEL for free. You can use it for free. But when it comes to updates, you want to update this operating system. So updates and support, this is paid. Okay. Which means if you want regular updates on your operating system, and if in case you have a problem with the operating system and you want to engage with Red Hat for the support, so that part is paid. Paid in the sense you need to pay a subscription fee. It's a recurring fee. Year on year, every year, you will be paying a fee. For every server, there will be one license or one subscription required. You have 10, you have 16 servers, then you will be charged accordingly. Okay, you need to get those many those many subscriptions, those many licenses. Okay, so this is the earning model with all of the open source, uh, you know, famous open source softwares. Wherever there is support, there has to be a fee associated. Okay. Now, we as a learner, we as a fresher, if we talk about we want to learn Red Hat Linux, and then how are we supposed to learn when we need to pay the fee? Is it? No, you don't need to pay any fee. Red Hat also gives an option to get 1 year subscription for free. That is called developer subscription. Okay, you can get it for free. What after 1 year? No worries, just click on renew. It will get renewed. Right. Okay, so uh, when we talk about this course, as I said initially, this course is going to focus on Red Hat Enterprise Linux plus its certification called RHCSA. Okay, so when you learn Red Hat Linux, when you know the fundamentals, you can also opt for the certifications. When you clear the certification, you are basically proving your mettle that yes, you are ready for the enterprise world. You can work on the servers. RHCSA certification is not a what do you call it objective questions. It is pure um, practical based. There will be 10, 20, 15 to 20 questions, and you have to perform the solution on the server. There will be a question, for example, run the website or run the web server on this port number. So you have to perform the commands. You have to perform all those 10, 12 commands and ensure the server is up and running. The web server is up and running. Okay. So it is all practical based, no theoretical part, no ABCD questions, ABCDs options. So that's why, when you clear the exam, you're basically, also confirming the the companies, the recruiters that yes, you are ready. In fact, in most of the job postings on online job portals, you will see this term RHCSA mandatory. RHCSA mandatory means Red Hat certification is mandatory, at least the basic level. This is the basic level, level one. RHCSA is Certified System Administrator. Second level is RHCE, Red Hat Certified Engineer. Now, who is a certified engineer? Who knows RHCSA plus the automation part? Okay. There is another open source project called Ansible. Red Hat also contributes to Ansible. Also, it provides support to Ansible. Okay. And when you know Ansible and Red Hat Linux, you can go with RHCE certification as well. Now, what are the course contents for RHCSA, RHCE? I'll be explaining you just a moment. Okay, so this is the format for Red Hat. Also, when you learn Red Hat as a fundamental operating system, it's not like you are stuck to just Red Hat only. You can work on Ubuntu, you can work on Kali, you can work on any operating system. Okay, it's not only Red Hat Linux, it's basically any Linux you can work because the fundamental is the same. It's the same kernel, it is the same directory structure, okay, same concepts. Maybe one or two commands might be different, but that's not a deal breaker. Okay, you can learn the commands. When you know the fundamentals, learning new command is not a big deal. Understanding the concept, it is that thing which will take some time. Okay, and when we talk about this course, it is going to be a 50-hour duration course, 1 hour a day for 5 days a week. Okay, and in total, as I said, 50 hours is the duration, and normally we close the course within 40 to 45 hours. We keep the extra 5 hours in buffer just in case of emergencies. Let's say I'm not available, I have to postpone the class, or you guys need extra time for practice, all those things. Or you need one more day for lab session, one more lab session. So for that, we keep 5 hours as buffer. Okay, so 40 to 45 is something that we can achieve this, this course, complete course. All right, let's go to the next part. Okay, which companies are using Linux operating system? Facebook, Adobe, Cisco, Dell, HP, IBM, and many more. Okay, the list is really long. Trust me, you don't have to worry. When you learn Linux, when you know Linux, you can get a job. As a fresher or even as an experienced professional, you can. Okay. Although during the course, when we start the course properly, I will tell you what to do as a fresher to get a job and what to do as a professional, experienced professional in order to switch your profile or switch the job. Okay. All right. So next part is table of contents. Like I'll be explaining you what are we going to learn in fundamentals of Linux, which will prepare you for the enterprise, for the companies. Just a second. Here it is. Okay. So as I said, it's a 50-hour duration course. We will be starting with the basic stuff. The basic stuff is like understanding the basic commands, the use of basic commands, like open a file, close a file, make a file, delete a file, all those things. Create a folder, delete a folder, the basic stuff. Then operate running systems. Uh, in this topic, we are going to learn how the system boots up, how the operating system starts, okay, and how to tune the performance of the system. What is a process? How to manage a process? All those things. Next topic, configure local storage. Local storage, you can understand it like the hard disk, how to manage the hard disk, how to create a partition, how to use the partition, all those things. Next, deploy, configure, and maintain systems like um, how to install some application, how to start a service, how to schedule jobs, like future jobs you can schedule. In Linux, we call it cron job. You can also do that. Modify the bootloader. All these things we'll be discussing when the time comes. Next one is managing basic networking. As a system administrator, you should understand the basic network concepts: IP address, DNS, gateway, protocols, port numbers, all those things. Firewall. Okay. Then manage user and groups. See, in Linux operating system, you can have multiple users logged in parallelly, right? So you as a system admin should know how to manage the users, how to create a user, delete a user, change the password, reset the password, all those things. Then manage security. When we talk about security in Linux, there are three things. One is called file permissions. Second is called SE Linux, Security Enhanced Linux. Third one is called firewall. We are going to cover these three things because without these three things, I cannot claim at least that Linux is secure. Linux is secure because of these three modules. And finally, manage containers. Okay, so containerization is the next level of virtualization. You might have heard about virtual machines. So one step after virtual machines is containers, or one step ahead is containers. What is a container? How it is used? Why it is part of this Red Hat certification or Red Hat course, or fundamentals course? I'll tell you when the time comes. It is really important. If you already know containers, you would be also knowing what is the importance in the companies. Those companies which are using cloud as their infrastructure, they also use containers to launch their applications. Okay, so this is a brief, or we can say, I can say all of this in short, that companies are using containers to launch their applications. Okay, so this is the short version. When we start the course, I'll be explaining you in detail. Okay, and managing containers is a topic which takes at least 2 to 3 days to practice, understand, and everything. Okay, 2 to 3 classes, not days, 2 to 3 classes, 3 hours, we can say. Okay, so this is all about Linux fundamentals or preparation of RHCSA. Once the course is done, you can also immediately go for the RHCSA exam because you will be well prepared and you will be able to clear the exam. And what are the passing marks? The exam total marks is like 300. Passing marks are 210. which is 70%. Now you would be thinking 70% is really, but it is not that uh, problematic. Most of the users achieve 80, minimum 80 to 95% easily. Okay, in one shot, in one attempt, in the first attempt. Okay. Okay, so next one is RHCE, which I just want to give you an overview. If you are already working somewhere, you know Linux, you're here just to brush up your skills, I would highly recommend you to get into automation, some sort of automation. And the most or the in-demand automation right now is Ansible. Okay, so if you're interested, you can also get into Ansible. What are you going to learn in Ansible? First of all, what exactly is Ansible? It's an application for automation. Okay. What are various components like inventory, modules, variables, playbooks, configuration, how to install Ansible, how to configure, and create simple playbooks and then complex playbooks. There are various modules in Ansible using which you can perform the automation. There is a concept of roles, vault, community, Ansible tower, and many more things. Okay, so this is all about Ansible. If you are into automation, sorry, if you're already into Linux and want to enter the automation world, so Ansible is the path. All right. Also, Red Hat is also, endorsing to get into Ansible, because when you know Linux and also you can automate stuff on Linux, then Ansible is the way. Example, you are given 100 servers to work on. The task is to update all servers. How can you perform this task? You can, without automation, you can log into the server number one, okay, run the command, log out, log into server number two, run the command to update the server, log out, like that. Okay. But in Ansible, you just have to write one single line. Example, Ansible all -m, let's say DNF, or let's say package -a, name is equal to star, state is latest. That's it. Using one single command, Ansible, the automation tool, is going to connect all of this 100 servers from the list. There will be a list, and it is going to run that specific command, which is going to update the server. Okay, just like we have Windows Update, similarly. Okay, so using this one single command, although the overall turnaround time may be 1 to 2 hours, but it's far better than utilizing 3 days of your time, because logging into these servers, 100 servers, one by one, is going to take more time, obviously more than 1 to 2 hours, right? Okay, so there is a chat. What is the fee for the RHCSA exam? Ajay, the fee basically varies month to month, because as NW Kings is the official Red Hat partner, we get discounts, we get offers from Red Hat. Okay, every month, every 15 days or so. So better to ask the team. You can contact the counselor, you can contact the sales team, maybe from the chat on the website. Just ask them about the fee, they will help you out. Just don't forget to ask about the offers as well. Okay, they might be having 1+1, which is BOGO, buy one get one. One attempt is free. You just pay for the first attempt, second attempt is free. If in case you did not clear in the first attempt, and you know what, you will know why didn't you clear. So next attempt, you just avoid that mistake and get the certification. Okay. And the trend right now with NW King is whosoever has attempted the exam, 90% of the students have cleared in the first go. Okay, which means this course incorporates the practice sessions, the labs. Also, as I said, I'm also from the industry. I know what happens in the industry. What is mentioned in the book doesn't mean that the same will be there, the same situation or the scenario will be there in the real world. I'll be helping you out understanding how things work in a company, how you have to behave as a Linux administrator, what are the things to remember for the exam as well, what are the things to remember, how to score high marks, how to avoid problems, and how to avoid unnecessary points deduction or score deduction, right? Okay, guys. So yeah, so this is the presentation. The presentation is over. If you have any doubts, feel free to unmute or maybe type it in the chat. Okay, Suresh, two questions. How much of focus
Uh,
or time? Yeah, yes, please.
Hi, sir. Can you
Yeah,
hear
hi.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Sir, can you share the links from where we can download the Red Hat OS and CentOS to practice on it?
Yes, definitely. You can also Google it. It's very easy. Just type download CentOS, and that's it. You will get the first link. Click on it. You have to download CentOS Stream. You see this link button, CentOS Stream. Click on it. In fact, only CentOS Stream is available. Okay, good. Then click on the x86-64 and the download should start. It is going to be a 10 GB download. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So similarly, you can search for Red Hat as well. Red Hat
Sir,
Linux.
if
Mhm.
Red Hat Linux is giving us 1 year free subscription,
Yes.
when it become to end,
Mhm.
then we can renew it.
Yes. Just click on renew button and it will renew again for one more year.
Okay.
Yes. See, this free subscription thing is for you as a student, as a fresher in Linux, for me as a teacher, as a trainer in Linux, because I also want to use Linux and train, right? I need updates. I want to demonstrate how the systems are updated. Third and the final, which is very important for startups. If you have a startup, you might be having two or three servers. With a startup, budget or finances are always a constraint, right? So what Red Hat says is, if you have less than or equal to 16 servers, take the license for free, the same developer license, update your servers. Okay,
Mm.
keep on updating. As you grow, as the number of the servers grow, you start buying the subscription. Till you have maximum 16 servers, you can run all those 16 servers with one single subscription, which is that developer subscription, which is free. Keep on renewing. Obviously, startup grows from one server to 100 servers. Within 6 months, a startup can grow if it is backed by good investors, right?
Sir, they are providing the updates but not giving any support.
No, yes, good point. They are providing free subscription, but there is no support. Okay. It is called
Okay.
self-support. It is called self-support. It means you need to hire that startup needs to hire good administrators, really good, those who can handle
Okay.
any sort of problem. Okay, but this is
Okay.
a good thing, right? If you just see as a startup, even for you, you decide, okay, I want to start a organization from my home itself. You can do that. You need a server. On a server, you need an operating system. Are you really going to buy? Or if a Red Hat is saying, okay, take this developer subscription for free and use it. So you'll be obviously using it, right? This is
Okay.
their way to, get more and more organizations into Red Hat Linux. And then obviously when they grow, they will buy the subscription. They will have to buy the subscription.
Sir, is it
Yes.
difficult to renew the subscription when 1 year is completed?
No, no, it's very easy. See this. When you register on Red Hat, you get access to customer portal. That is called access.redhat.com, right? And let me, in fact, first of all, log in here so that I can demonstrate. Okay, so this is the customer portal. And you see the subscriptions on the top left. You click on it. And on the subscriptions tab, click on it. Now you will see the list of subscriptions I have. If the second one, this is the developer subscription, it is expired or it is near expiry, I will see a button here in the status. Uh, in the place of active, there will be a button called renew. Just click on it and you're done. It will be
We
renewed.
can we can renew it from the Red Hat portal.
Yeah, this is the access.redhat.com portal. From here, you just click on renew in the same page and it will be done. It is that easy.
First, first we need to create account here.
Yes, I'll tell you when the class starts. I'll tell you how to create
Okay,
an
sir.
account, a
Okay.
developer account, all those things. These are part of the
Okay, sir.
slides. Right.
Okay, sir.
Also,
Thank
one
you.
more thing, guys. Yeah, you're welcome. Also, one more thing, guys. These classes will be recorded. If in case you are not able to join the class, you can also refer to the recordings, which will be available maybe after 1 or 2 hours when the class finishes. Secondly, the course material, whatever slides I use, whatever PPT I use, normally I share it in advance. Okay, I'll be sharing some material in advance on a Google Drive. Let me just show you one example. One batch is ongoing, which is June batch, and I'm going to show you that Google Drive, and yeah, July batch. So these are the 3 folders you will get initially. You can also download all of this courseware on day one. Ebooks, notes, and PPT. In the PPT, you will get the entire PPT in the form of PDF in advance, complete course. You see two PPTs because one is the old one, the other one is the new one. Okay. New in the sense, some more examples, different graphics, and all. Okay. Notes, these are daily notes. I'll be using a notepad to explain you things like I just did. Okay. I'll be using a notepad. Whatever I type will be saved in this notes drive, a notes folder. The third one is ebooks. In the ebooks, you will get various ebooks. Okay. As a fresher, I'll be recommending you some books. And when we are near the closure or the completion of the course, I'll be referring you to another book, which is from RedHat for the exam preparation. Okay. So you can see here RHCSA prep PDF. That is for the exam preparation, official RedHat book. And what else? Yeah. Then we have the other books, which, I'll be showing it to you when the time comes. Okay. We have also, Python related books, shell scripting related books, all those things. Okay. So this is all about Linux course or fundamentals of Linux. If you guys are interested or you guys have already enrolled, then we are going to start the class maybe on Monday onwards, if I'm not wrong. Monday or Tuesday onwards, we are going to start the class. For more details um, on this course or on the exam fee for our HCSA, feel free to contact the counselors, the sales team. They'll be more than happy to help you all. And yes, I almost forgot. Sorry, your question, Suresh. How much time to be dedicated for Ansible automation if you're a working professional? Okay, I learned Ansible when I was working. Okay, so I used to spend 1 to 2 hours every day. In 25 days, I was ready. 30th day, I gave the exam and I cleared RHCE exam. Okay, so it is not big of a deal. When you know Linux, it's not a problem. But when you are as a fresher in Linux and you want to learn Ansible, so you have to first understand Linux, which will take some time, 30 to 40 hours. And after that, additional 40 hours for Ansible automation. Okay. When we
Sir, I
talk
have
about
a question.
troubleshooting, yeah, yes, please.
Sir, do we have any specific group for this class? Like when we are going to have our next class?
Uh, See, as I said, this course is going to start Monday or Tuesday onwards. Okay.
So,
90% on Monday, but maybe on Tuesday onwards, we're going to for sure start this batch. Right.
okay, so we will get the message. I mean, like in a mail
Yes,
or
you'll be
in.
getting emails and all from the team.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear
Yes,
me?
please. Yeah, hi.
Sir, actually, yesterday was my first CCNA class, and today I got a message for this particular class. Are they
Okay.
gonna be parallel or I have no idea?
Okay, you have enrolled to CCNA, right?
Actually, my course is CCNA Linux and AWS. So
Huh.
yesterday it was
So,
my CCNA.
yes, at what time do you have your CCNA class?
It's 8 o'clock, but today I got the message from the team on my WhatsApp number that I have to join this session. So I am a bit confused now.
Okay. Okay. So see again, this batch is going to be 8 to 9 every day, India time, IST, 8 to 9.
Yeah,
Which means there will be a clash for you. So just let
yeah,
them know that there is a clash. Can you
okay.
please reschedule? Okay. So they'll either reschedule your CCNA or Linux batch. All right.
Okay. Yeah, sure, no
Okay.
problem. Thank you.
All right. Okay, coming to the next question, which is how deep will this go for troubleshooting TCP buffer issues, etc. See, when we talk about Linux troubleshooting, it is going to be basic. Whatever we do here, it is fundamental, the basic stuff. Okay. In the basics, we are going to understand the troubleshooting part. We are going to understand how operating system boots up, how it starts, what are the common problems, how to fix. When we talk about network troubleshooting, we'll be troubleshooting the IP related issues, port number related issues, like that. Okay. All right. Next question is notes. Yeah. So as I said, you'll be getting the PDF and PPTs, everything in a Google Drive. When we start the class, I'll be sharing the link. Another question from Partha. I have prepared a Ubuntu bare metal machine for practice. Can I practice? So yeah, you can use Ubuntu, but since I'll be using Red Hat Linux to teach you this course and practice as well, so I would recommend you to have a virtual machine of Red Hat Linux operating system. I'll show you how to do that. So I'll be helping you out with how to create a virtual machine. In fact, that is the first class, how to create your own virtual machine to practice Linux. Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, so these are the questions for now. Any more queries? Any more questions? All right, I'll take it as no then. All right, guys, so that's it for today. We are going to meet next Monday, I suppose, and then we're going to start the class. There's one more question from Suresh. Okay. How to move to advanced troubleshooting on Linux after this course? Yeah, good question. So when we talk about advanced troubleshooting, it's more or less regarding the logs. When you have a problem, you check the logs. Okay, when you check the logs, you get some sort of message, the error message, and then you try to troubleshoot. The problem can be on the operating system or on the application. If the problem is on the application side, it's not your responsibility. It's the responsibility of application team. They will fix it. You will just inform them. If the problem is on the operating system side, then you'll be raising a support case. Okay, if it is out of your hand, you cannot fix it. You will be raising a support case with Red Hat. They will help you out, or you will be contacting your senior, the SME. Okay. If you want to gain all that advanced troubleshooting knowledge, then yes, I'll be sharing some more material with you, which is official documentation from Red Hat on how to troubleshoot various scenarios. Okay, officially it's not part of the course, but again, there are many things not part of the course which I'll be teaching you. I'll be sharing the PPTs, PDFs, and all. Okay, so as we proceed, I'll be explaining you many things. There is no class tomorrow. Tomorrow weekends we have a different batch. We are already 50%, through that batch. Tomorrow is no class. We'll be having 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. This is a weekday batch, and weekend batch is a separate batch. Okay. You'll be getting the recordings on the same application. More information will be emailed to you. There is a student portal also where you can see the recorded classes. Okay, there is an application, dedicated application. Okay, weekend batch, it's me. I'm taking the weekend batch. It's, as I said, 50% of the course is done, 50% is remaining. It's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's a 2-hour batch, Saturday and Sunday. Okay. And it's me who is taking the batch. Okay. All right, then, guys. So this is it for today. We'll meet next time when you enroll, or if you're already enrolled, we'll meet next time, and we'll start with the first thing, which is create the virtual machine for practicing Linux, and then we'll proceed further. Okay, guys. So it was nice meeting you all. Till then, bye-bye. Have a good day. Good night. Bye-bye.